Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on Microsoft Teams. Today I will take you through on how to configure everyone except the meeting organizer to join the meeting as an attendee. This is one of the most requested feature in both commercial organizations as well as educational institutions. The reason being, by default, everyone joins a meeting as a presenter, and as a presenter, uh, the tasks or permissions you have is more than the permission an attendee has. Now when you look at the teams meeting has three roles, right? First one being the organizer, then presenter, and then the attendee. The organizer and presenter have similar permissions, whereas an attendee only has limited functionality. Like the attendees will not be able to mute other people who are on the meeting or on the call, or add someone or remove someone to and from the meeting, start or stop recording, share content in the meeting. Now these are some of the a few things that attendees will not be able to do. So now let's look at how to perform this, right? I mean, there are two ways to do this, but before that, let me sign into my Teams account and show you the current configuration, which is by default the configuration is. So I am logging into my Teams, right, as this particular user here, right? I'll go into my calendar and I'll change the view, and I will create a new meeting, right? And I'm gonna put up a meeting here saying that, let's say it's meeting one, right? So as the attendee, I'm gonna invite student, all right, this particular user, right? I'm gonna schedule the meeting and click send. So the moment I send, the meeting is scheduled, and I have logged in as the other user as well. So he has got the meeting, right? Okay, now I will click on this meeting and I will join the meeting as the organizer. Join now, put myself on mute. And okay, now I'm logged in. Now I'm going to sign in as the other user. I'm going to his calendar and click join. And click join. Now this is the, all right, now I am joined in to the meeting. I can go into the show participant. If you see that both the participants are joined as presenters, whereas this user is the organizer, and as the student I am able to see, okay, so this participant is muted already, so I'll go back and unmute myself. And as the student I am able to mute the presenter, right, or the mute or the meeting organizer, as well as I am able to invite other people, right, to this meeting, right, a third person to the meeting, right? So if that person is online, he or she can join this meeting as well. And also as a student I am able to record meetings and I am able to share content. So how do we stop all this, right? So okay, there are two methods in order to do this. I'm gonna drop out of this call and let's leave this call. Right, now let's look at the two methods on how we could do this. First, I'm going to create another meeting. Let's say this is meeting 2. Right, I'm going to add the same attendee. Right, now click send. So the moment I send the meeting invite, I can open the meeting invite again as the meeting organizer, opening the meeting again, and then go into meeting options here, which will open up a web browser and sign you in, and I can select who can present. By default this is everyone. I can select it to be only me, right? Now what happens? Only I, as the meeting organizer, am able to present, and everyone else who will be joining will join this meeting as an attendee. Now let's try that. I'm going to save this, right? Close, and I want to join this meeting, right? Join, and I'm logging in as the other user. Go into that particular user's calendar. You can see that the meeting 2 is there. Click on this and click join. Now participant, if you clearly see that I am joining as an attendee, and presenter, there is only one person, and I don't have any options. I can't mute or unmute anyone, right? I'll not be able to, right, invite another person. That will say failed, right? Earlier it didn't say fail, right? So that's off. Now I can't start or stop recording, and I can't share. So all of those things are disabled. Now the issue here is, in this method I will have to do this for every meeting that I am scheduling. Not only me, every meeting organizer will have to go into their meetings and configure this. Now that becomes an issue. So in the second method, right, what happens is we can configure on the tenant level for this setting to be the default setting. That is, only the meeting so we can set that the meeting organizer should be the only presenter, right, in a meeting, right? And once he logs in, he can select who needs to be promoted as presenters, right? So by default, for every meeting, only the meeting organizer would be the presenter, and everybody else will be attendees. And once everyone joins the meeting organizer has the ability to make certain people from the attendee list as presenters. Now let's see how we could do that, right? So this can only be achieved using the PowerShell, right? So first we will have to download and install the Skype for Business online connector module, and then we'll have to do a restart of the computer. So what I'm gonna do is minimize this, open up my web browser. Here you go. So this is the URL where you would be able to download the Skype for Business online connector module. So I can click on this, open a new tab, and that will take me to the download window. So I can click download. It's a small file, it will download, and I can just click next and finish the installation. Once the installation is done, do a restart. Now I have already installed in my computer, so I'll not do that. Once the installation is done, do a restart, right? So once the restart is done, there is a small script here which I'll have to execute in order to connect my PowerShell with the Skype Online module, and of course connect my Office 365 tenants there, right? So I already have that. So I'm going to open up my PowerShell in my admin mode. Click yes, get full screen. Now I have saved the script here, right? So this is the script. So I'm going to copy this path and do a cd, and run the script. Okay, so this should count the credentials. To make sure that it is the global admin credentials. Okay, and press enter. Done. So the command has executed successfully. There are no errors. So I'm going to minimize the PowerShell and try out. All right, so now that the command has executed successfully, I am opening up Teams. I'll be creating a new meeting. So we will verify if the command has executed successfully by looking at the meeting options after we schedule a meeting and see if the default value is being changed to only me, right? So I'm gonna say that this is going to be meeting 3 and required attendee the same student here, right? And I'll leave the date and time, right? It's been sent and the meeting will be created. Let me change the view. It's created. So I will click on this, go into meeting options, and it should open up the web page. And yes, so who can present is by default, it is only me now, right? So from here onwards, what will happen is every meeting that people schedule within this particular tenant or within this organization will have only the meeting organizer will be the person who will be able to present by default, and everybody else, who is joining that meeting, will be joining as attendees. And later on, if the organizer wants to make certain people presenters, he can just promote those attendees to be presenters and they could carry on. So that's about it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please click like and subscribe for the channel.